Boy, this is spreading fast. And I'm not talking about the virus, I'm talking about exploitation movies about it seemingly popping up overnight. Because every pandemic needs a fatal contact bird flu in America, or a city in panic, the AIDS slasher movie. If you're thinking to yourself that the most time and effort was probably put into the poster for Corona Zombies, with its zombies fighting over sanitizer and toilet paper, you'd be correct. Corona Zombies is available exclusively at FullMoonFeatures.com and is directed by Charles Band, well, at least part of it is. More on that in a second. The film's from the writers of Ginger Dead Man 2 and the Evil Bong movies, and when I first heard of this film, my first thought was that it was maybe a pre-existing zombie movie that they just changed the title to Corona Zombies. And well, I was part right. The movie is about the coronavirus turning people into zombies. There's jokes all over the place about social distancing, toilet paper, sanitizer, all of that. But there's gigantic elements to it that are definitely pre-existing. When I saw this still shot in regards to the movie, I thought, oh, they made up a zombie to look like the one in Hell of the Living Dead. Well, that's a nice little nod, until I looked closer and saw, oh, it is Hell of the Living Dead. 80% of Corona Zombies is a dubbed over Hell of the Living Dead. Think of it as a zombie movie version of What's Up Tiger Lily or Kung Pao. And I guess it's hard to get mad at a movie for dubbing over another movie when the movie that they're dubbing over itself used stock footage from other movies and even lifted the Goblin soundtrack from Dawn of the Dead. And the best part is, I've already reviewed Hell of the Living Dead! From here on out, I can just use my own on-camera footage from that review and dub over it myself. That'll give me time to clean out my shitting cup. I'm not worried about anyone stealing my cups or my posters because I've got Zilla here to protect my things. Ooh, M-O-O-N, that spells this is gonna suck. And I wasn't kidding, I am gonna reuse footage from my Hell of the Living Dead review. Huh, why didn't I use my actual Hell of the Living Dead poster in the background? Zombie 2's a different movie! Anyway, back to Too Soon Zombies. And there went our budget. Thanks for telling me in advance the names of the characters before they appear. I accept your challenge to immediately forget them. It also uses footage from Zombies vs. Strippers, and the movie thanks all of the actors from both movies, as if the ones who are still alive have any clue about this movie's existence. This whole opening looks like if the Asylum went ahead and made their mockbuster of the cancelled Pixar Newt movie. Let's see how big budgeted this zombie epic is gonna look. I'm sorry, is this movie its own porno spoof? You didn't have to tell me this girl is named Barbie. I would have figured it out.
They were out of, like, everything. Sanitizer, disinfectant wipes, bleach.
But there's still plenty of Jolly Rancher and Twinkie cereals. And you shouldn't be going outside anyway. Have you seen the news? Wouldn't it be something if somebody figured out they had the coronavirus thanks to Corona Zombies explaining the symptoms to them? You know, with its groundbreaking jokes and all.
Coronavirus? Is it a holiday? Why is everybody drinking beer?
Congrats on getting that joke in during the first 3 minutes. Now do you mind? I'm trying to watch the news.
Complete isolation is the key in stopping the spread of this virus.
So like a typical Saturday night then?
I'll do the riffing around here, thank you very much. Oh, and people with the virus have turned into zombies. You probably should have led with that news. On the plus side, during the Hell of the Living Dead footage, they keep the Goblin soundtrack, and I have to wonder if they picked this movie because they first noticed its alternate title of virus. I'm sorry, but I cannot take this meltdown seriously. We need a dog reaction to the superimposed head of an old woman. And some quality jokes, of course.
Just look at this place. I haven't seen this much smoke since a Snoop Dogg concert.
I miss the thinking man's jokes of the other comedically dubbed zombie movie, Zombie 90 Extreme Pestilence. I never thought I would see a Bruno Mattei movie spliced in with a Trump press conference.
You will probably go through a process and you'll be fine.
Oh great, now it's reusing footage from Ghosts Can't Do It. Meanwhile, in the cheaper movie...
I think my garden hose might reach my bathroom window.
Ew, you have paper towels.
Okay, you can be in the new Neil Breen movie. You can stop this audition reel. I do agree, though, that in this time of crisis, if the late, great Franco Garofalo was still with us, this outbreak would be cured in minutes. And how in the hell did Snoopy allow his image to be used in this? Maybe he totally gets these Italian horror movie references.
Catch him as I go get a massage?
Let me try this again, Argento.
Mattei, not Argento. Bruno Mattei made this. Anyway, they need to meet the demands of the evil Deodato, and only Fulci and Lenzi can stop him, with a little help from their goblin friends. Now I just simply want to watch Hell of the Living Dead, which, by the way, was a much funnier movie than this. Hell of the Living Dead is naturally funny. This one's just explaining everything to me.
Oops, we shot some of the hostages.
This doesn't even feel like the characters talking. It feels like I'm listening to an audio commentary and the producers dropped acid. Plus, someone sat on the remote and now we're on the channel that's showing zombies versus strippers. This makes me wish it were called Corona Vampires, so we could watch From Dusk Till Dawn footage instead. It's funny how much better the effects and camera work are in the 1980 movie than in the 2012 movie. Even the news footage looks better than the Barbie scenes.
At the end of the day, I'm not going to let it stop me from partying, you know.
So we're just hanging out with them and trying to get drunk before everything closes.
I knew it. If you get the fever, it may not be the coronavirus. It may just simply be the bushwhacked fever, which is sadly 3 times as deadly. Anyway, back to the better movie.
Hold on! Sorry, I'm not used to a stick shift.
Bring us the first-class comedy of singing about Taco Bell in Kung Pao Enter the Fist. I'm having trouble figuring out the plot here.
Damn it, I told you we should have enrolled him in private school. There's too much biting in the public school system.
Is this movie even going anywhere? And I'm not talking about how they're still parked.
Just a little pre-roll before you help find the cure for the corona zombies. Now smile for me, baby.
Oh right, it's about the coronavirus. My god, this music is such a rip-off of that movie that ripped off music from Bowie Omega. You know what I love about this? It's totally topical.
Are you sure they're corona? They look like they're drugged out of their minds. Maybe Charlie Sheen has a summer home around here.
I never thought I'd say this, but this is being really disrespectful to Hell of the Living Dead. It was a lot funnier in Hell of the Living Dead when they thought the zombies were simply people from a leper colony. And they had characters with cool names like Xantoro, and not these reference names.
Argento, Shemp, go check it out.
Ah yes, the classic Italian horror movie director Shemp Howard. And don't forget to support your local restaurants.
Christ on a crutch. This guy also drives for Grubhub.
How dare you? There's 2 kinds of horror fans in the world. Fulci people and Uber Eats people. On the plus side, I guess it's nice to be seeing quote-unquote new Franco Garofalo footage. But this is like being stuck in a movie theater with some loud drunk asses who won't stop riffing the movie poorly. Is this what I've contributed to? Is this my doing? Oh my god, I'm a monster! I take all the blame for these jokes.
It was horrible. He looked like Jack Nicholson in a schmata.
You're just saying words. These people are making my very essential job look really stupid. It even uses Hell of the Living Dead stock animal footage. This is like stock footage movie Inception. I'm expecting it to either cut to the tribal footage from Karate Christmas Miracle or the alligator scene from Brutes and Savages. Or I could just show that hilarious alligator scene myself. Now that's funny. You don't even need to dub over that footage. And yes, it does include the scene where Margie Newton goes topless undercover, because why wouldn't it? Can't show too much of this, so I'll just cut to a commercial break to rethink my career.
And now it's time for Lloyd's quarantined video game night with the kids. Gather round, family, we're gonna play some games.
The tissues of the anus were bruised about 1/8 of an inch, but no trace of semen in the anus, vagina, or stomach.
Jesus Christ!
Sorry, I've returned from switching out the posters. I stuck a House by the Cemetery one in the back. I know I could have used my actual Hell of the Living Dead poster, but then I wouldn't be being hilarious. Now that we're back, I don't know what's worse, cutting to the new Corona Zombies footage or the Zombies vs. Strippers footage. At least Hell of the Living Dead has the goblin music. This one just has noise. Yeah, pretty much. And if you want to keep from getting the virus, make sure you shower with your clothes and earrings on. Good God, Bruno Mattei is spinning in his grave, which is actually just footage of Joe D'Amato spinning in his grave. But props for there being a zombie in the movie that's kind of like the one on the poster, even if these zombie rules make no sense.
Just fascinating.
Makes as much sense as all of this just being a fantastically edited documentary. I mean, there is a camera in there, and the Seinfeld-inspired jokes are Emmy-worthy.
You don't suppose this belongs to her?
She did have man hands.
She was also a close talker, wore the same dress, and yada yada yada, she ate her peas one at a time. It goes into Return of the Living Dead territory, where instead of saying brains, they're saying Corona. Oh, that's just the crowd of fans lining up for the next Fast and the Furious movie. And if the cameraman is in front of the camera, then who is filming this? Some of it isn't unlike what they were really saying in the original movie, only with more name drops.
Haven't you seen any George Romero? It's the head! You gotta shoot him!
Obviously a reference to Knight Riders, although I don't remember Santoro saying this.
Come at me, bro! Come at me!
Yeah, I pictured that phrase coming out of Franco Garofalo's mouth. You're robbing this movie of its dignity.
Baby ready to fall down and go boom? Whee!
Damn it! I wanted to go down myself!
You know, now that I think about it, Hell of the Living Dead was a really silly movie.
Look, she wears lederhosen. Maybe she's a hot German cougar.
But this dub is making Hell of the Living Dead look like Zero Dark 30. They're just going through this abandoned house looking for toilet paper. Shemp has it right, though. In a time of national quarantine, the world needs funny internet videos now more than ever, and references.
Ma'am, I'm from Publishers Clearinghouse. I'm here to tell you you're a winner!
That reference was more random than the scene itself, which featured kittens jumping out of an old woman's stomach. Yes, that is a nice dance you're doing, Shemp, but what does that have to do with your review of Willow? They went to the same ADR school as the makers of Doolittle, clearly.
My God, lady, you look like Barbara Bush on meth. Sorry, lady, I'm into Puerto Ricans.
Dubbing movies is really easy when you just dub over shots that don't show the actors talking. Think of all the hours they're gonna have to wash their hands after this. I don't know, Spring Break looked kind of fun this year. I can see why they all decided to go. Who doesn't love shooting zombies and saying the word bro?
Yeehaw! Yeah! Come at me, bro! Come at me! Woohoo!
Still trying to make that a thing, huh? I sure hope Corona Zombies brings back What's Up! That'll truly be the biggest tragedy of the coronavirus. Careful, movie! You're starting to get topical.
It's no use, just leave it! This is for Joe Exotic!
Guest dubbing by Friedberg and Seltzer. Tiger King is a show that just aired. Let's throw that in there. Let me contribute some dubbing too. These zombies are after more food than in the platform. Oh no, the Bernier Busters are surrounding us. Why did you have to tell them you voted for Biden? Hashtag Catterday. I keep forgetting the movie also includes Zombies vs. Strippers. It's like you're watching one movie within a movie, and then we randomly cut to what's playing on the TV when the editor is working. But I suppose there's worse things that could walk into a strip club than zombies. Oh, Barbie, forgot she was in this. And she's the lead, kinda. And so relatable.
This lockdown sucks. It's been like 2 hours and I'm already bored.
Finally, a character that speaks to the common man. She has the heart of a post-apocalyptic scavenger.
I have Earthquake and Get Your Hands Off My Shit, You Smelly Democrat supplies out there. And there's toilet paper.
Girl!
Cute, now wipe the feces out of your ass. You're starting to stink. Meanwhile, the coronavirus isn't caused by birds, sweetheart. It's caused by giant vampire bats. Say, do we dub this with more silly dialogue, or do we just show the movie? Good idea, Sergeant Sergio Martino. We really should just call the comedy a day and play the awesome soundtrack. Having seen Hell of the Living Dead a bunch of times, I can tell Corona Zombies is about over since, well, Hell of the Living Dead is about over. But believe it or not, they actually get in a funny joke.
To think such a terrible pandemic started in a building covered in water slides.
Okay, that was a good one. Bravo for saving it for the last 10 minutes. All I want to know is how the coronavirus and how the zombies will somehow lead to the Texas Gladiators that we were promised this year. Too bad our heroes are dying before we find answers.
My God, that one's laughing.
Excuse me, not only will I be the only one who riffs the movie, but I will point out the flaws in Hell of the Living Dead myself. It's why I have a degree in cinema snobbing and you don't. Damn, Xantor Argento died before they could bust out more Night of the Living Dead references.
My God, just look at them. They're dead. They're all messed up.
Also, when there's no more room in hell, the dead will choke on them. So they're all zombies now, rather quickly too, thanks to skipping ahead. I'm glad they're dead. Now Corona Zombies can end. Alright, never mind. Still have to wrap up the other footage.
Yes! Hit the motherfucking mother load!
Just use the 3 seashells like the rest of us have discovered. Okay, let's finish up this 5-minute storyline. Okay, I was gonna remark that going outside must have been so hard that they had to green screen it. But then I realized, oh, they green screened her right into the Hell of the Living Dead ending, only by adding shitty modern effects into it. And there went the rest of the movie's budget. Good God, that was so much of a riff it even includes its own stinger.
Are you sure it was just hallucination?
Well, I'm glad you had fun. On the plus side, it was only an hour long, but somehow feels longer than the hour and 40-minute Hell of the Living Dead, which itself was too long. And it shows that outraging about horror movies is still alive and well. I'm gonna volunteer at a hospital this weekend and let them know about the horror of a cheap exploitation movie that they've never heard of. I can't wait for the sequel about Russian conspiracies, where they just dub over the World War III miniseries. This movie was a waste of time. Watch Hell of the Living Dead. It's way funnier and more entertaining. Now, if you'll excuse me, I myself need to waste your time with padding, because I have to wrap up this review's stock footage with a sketch from the original review.
Where the hell is Brian?
Hey guys, it's me, Brian.
Wait a minute, you're not Brian!
Now the Corona Zombies movie makes total sense. I'm dubbed!
Ugh, I'm out of coffee filters too!